Yeah, ask where the hell I've been, see if I care. What have you been doing with your life?
I'm your freak of the week.
Welcome back, Chimmy listeners, to another episode of the Chimichanga Superstar Podcast, and I can't talk today. I have guests today, and I'm sitting around doing nothing, sweating my ass off in the hot studio because it's not finished and there's no damn AC, so thank you for that. I don't know why I'm blaming you. You're my supporters. I should love you. Anyways, guest, please introduce yourself and tell the world who you are and what you do and why we should not execute you.
My name is Gabe Romero, and Portfish Entertainment's a production company, very small production company in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Called Serial Dater.
Serial Dater?
Yeah, Serial Dater. So, two girls went to college and became best friends, and Jenny went to find her Mr. Right, and Dana wants to go to medical school, and Jenny can't figure out why none of the guys she goes out with ever call her back.
Well, that's hard.
And it's because Dana knocks them out and dissects them for practice.
Oh. Well, that sounds like typical college practice to me.
Yeah. That's where I got the idea from.
You gotta learn.
So I have with me the two stars, which are Taylor C. Baker is our Jenny.
Hello.
And Kari Swanson is our Dana.
Hey.
So how are you guys enjoying working with Gabe Romero, the legend, or the small legend, I guess, since he's a small production company?
It's been really fun so far. We've had some really full table reads and really done some dissecting and appropriate thing to say because that's what we do to people.
Of course.
We did some little photo shoots, making us look like just your two average American women on a college campus, but little do you know what we do in the shadows of the apartment that we live in.
That's totally normal college behavior.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, who doesn't take boys home and just kill them every...
I don't. I just want to say for any police officers or investigators or any kind of national
See,
security
the problem
who might
is
be
when you
listening.
say that, they immediately go to you and think, oh, he is hiding something, let's get him.
Yeah, look, I got nothing to hide, but...
This is all just an elaborate ruse to cover up Gabe's, secret side job of murdering people in the evening.
And we're happy to help him out because he's such a great fellow.
I do what I can.
I see nothing wrong with it. So how'd you all meet?
Well, I met Kari, actually, years ago, working the largest masquerade in North America, the Labyrinth of Jareth Masquerade, which is where I met you, actually, Christian.
Yes, I was suckling the teeth of Hollywood trying to get attention there.
That's a really tough place to try and get attention in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so we worked the Labyrinth Masquerade together, and then I met Taylor because she was in a show being put on by a friend of mine. Taylor is a phenomenal actor and dancer and funny person with the Cherry Poppins, which is a burlesque troupe in town, and
Cool.
they were doing a show at the three clubs.
3 clubs. Every Friday.
Every Friday. And they were doing it was a Disney show, right? It was
A whole nude world.
A whole nude world.
How is this something I'm just now hearing about?
I was
don't know.
White.
It was.
Oh my gosh, why am I only I'm now just getting
We're
the details.
actually, not to get too sidetracked, we're doing James Franco as a film festival, I guess, or something, and we're performing that show. We're bringing it back for one night, October 13th. It's a Thursday, I think.
Wow.
So you can still see it.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So I saw the show and was particularly taken by Taylor's afterwards, and I said, "You should come and audition for my movie."
And I did, and I blew everyone out of the water. And
Because you killed them, right? That's how you get the role for a movie about killing people.
I'm really into method acting. I really get into my roles.
Just don't leave used condoms in your co-stars trailers. We've discovered that apparently that doesn't work too well.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Damn. Too late.
Well, the good thing is we won't have nearly enough money to afford trailers.
What is it?
Uh-oh.
Trailer.
Audio issue.
An open air, we're all just in the bed of a tractor truck. Oh no.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. It's skipping out. Our connection strong's here, but we'll keep muscling through it. We got this. We're all professionals, we think. We're just humiliating ourselves live.
Or at least we play them on television.
Yes, exactly. Or in my case, on radio, because
In
no
front
one
of
wants
dozens
to
of
look at my
people.
mug. No, too much airtime. Anyways, let's just move forward. Let's see if this kind of clears it up, get some space going. I'm going to close everything else up in the background while we're at it. So, talk more about your project.
Well, we are set to shoot in November, where we're currently working with a little bit of money to cover production costs and, location and food for our cast and crew. We think it's important that people be fed so that they can work.
I heard individual wrapped slices of cheese
and
work really
we're
They all require. That's in every contract for everything I film. I just need craft singles.
There you go. It's not even real cheese. It's like part
Does it have to be
plastic, isn't it?
craft? Because I can
Yes.
get singles. Store.
No. If I'm going to eat squares of cheese, it's going to be the best.
Gotta be top
cheese
notch.
food that you can buy.
I heard if you go to the 99
Perhaps
cent
with a K
store,
right
you can
now.
get individual wrapped cheese flavored squares. Is that the same thing?
That's like that squirt cheese that comes
Oh
out.
yeah.
Like whipped cream. It's like cheese
Out of a
flavored
can?
food product.
Ugh.
Or the Go-Gurts, which people say is yogurt, but I'm like, that comes out of a squeezy tube. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's not. Nope.
No canned cheese, the Cheese Whiz. I'm surprised they don't have that in the sex aisle, the sex couples therapy aisle, because that's just play stuff. That's like silly
Yeah.
string for obese lovers.
Or hey, I would totally play that game. Like I don't like whipped cream, but like bring in some squirty cheese into the bed, and I'll be game, set, match point.
Man, I would
Sports
maybe do
references
chocolate sauce. I don't think I can do fake cheese.
Yeah.
Like, if you got real cheese and somehow we're able to melt it but not make it dangerous to put on your body,
Picture this. It's like the whole new level of wine and cheese. Like, you just squirt some cheese on your body, have some crackers on the side, wash it down with some wine.
Like, just
Yep.
take a little bit of cracker to the cheese.
People
right
eat
off the
sushi.
boob.
There's like, you can go to places and have sushi meals off people's bodies. Why not have cheese and crackers?
See, I don't have a problem with that. I think that the quality of the cheese in Cheese Whiz is really poor. If I'm gonna eat cheese off my lover, I should probably get like good cheese.
Well, and then if you only are
Camembert.
willing to buy crappy Cheese Whiz cheese to eat off your lover, then doesn't that reflect what you think of them? Because you're like,
Yeah.
you're about worth $1.99 to me.
Yeah, but you
not
gotta
even
find a
gonna
way to
spring for the
bullshit it
nice
properly. You basically gotta approach them with the concept of, you know what? I value you too much to spend money on the good stuff, and so I can afford to take you out places. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to, but if you tell them that while they're covered in the cheap cheese, they won't mind being covered in the cheap cheese.
Well, also, I think you're overlooking the sound that cheese makes coming out of that can. It's not
so
really the
sexy.
most conducive to a romantic
I
evening.
think it's sex in a bottle, like quite literally.
know what to get
If
you
it
for
would
your
not
birthday,
get me
Taylor.
sent to a doctor's office, I'd use it as a lubricant.
I think that would get your partner sent to the doctor's
Yeah.
office more quickly than you.
No,
I
the stab
guess
wound. I would need
depends.
for the stab wound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fair enough.
So all the dirty talk aside, so you're going to be starting shooting soon. Are you full cast? Are you still looking for people? Are you hoping to get any really attractive young podcasters involved?
Well, it's a very small project. So we're looking to shoot in November actually. So we've got about 2 months until we shoot. And they're laughing because I looked at my wrist as if there were a watch there and there wasn't one.
There's a watch
Look at
tan
that all
line.
the
There's a wonderful watch tan line though, there.
A freckle pasta hair.
Something like that. And really the two most important part were these two, was Jenny and Dana. There's the guy that they end up taking home. His name is Jesse, and I've talked to a couple of different actors about that part, trying to find the right person for that. 'Cause you can't dissect just anybody. You know, you want to get somebody who's game. 'Cause otherwise it makes it that much more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as other further casting goes, there isn't much to it. There's a couple of guys. Jenny goes on some speed dates, to try and find Mr. Right. And so there are those that she meets that don't measure up. We'll say that. They, for whatever reason, are not. And so, they don't get the girl. So we've got this is about 4 of those, but that's the kind of thing we'll probably just, once we get extras together or talk to folks, So who knows? There might be a role for a slightly awkward and mildly unattractive podcaster, if you know any of those.
No, just the attractive kind. I know. I do believe highly attractive is where I should go with this because I need to be honest. I don't want to mislead anyone. I lost train of thought. Professional.
Well, when you're talking about highly attractive podcasters, I assume you're referring to Kara.
Well, if she was a podcaster, yes.
Oh, she's not?
No, she just kind of hops on from time to time and asks, am I doing this wrong?
Okay.
No, you should all go back and check out our episode of What the Fuck Am I Watching, where Kara and I watched the remake of Gem. It was horrendous. The movie, not the commentary. Yeah, they did a live action film of Gem. It was absolutely in every way, shape, and form horrible.
Nice. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I've never seen the original nor the remake.
My childhood just suddenly got hurt. It was a young female show, which I, of course, didn't watch, I swear, from the late 80s. It's about a young lady who is a musician and finds an alien that gives her the ability to develop illusions through singing some weird crap. Think 80s.
Ooh,
lots of
cool.
pink hairspray and stuff.
Yeah.
Was the
badass.
remake was the one that just came out, Gem and the Holograms?
Gem and the Holograms, yes, that's them.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, that's it?
I remember
realize that
seeing
was-
the ads for that.
it's like every other idea in Hollywood. It wasn't original. It's based
Well,
on something
if you've ever seen the late 90s, early 2000s remake of Josie and the Pussycats, it's essentially the same movie, just set with smartphones instead.
I'm going to be real with you right now. I loved Josie and the Pussycats.
Well, then there you go. You can watch it again by watching Gem and the Holograms.
Well, when you say you love Josie and the Pussycats, was that the original, like the cartoon, or was it the movie
No,
with...
I like the movie.
Okay. With Rachel Lee Cook and Tara Reid. And,
Oh, yeah.
alright.
You know, that being said, I'm surprised there hasn't been a burlesque of Josie and the Pussycats by this point.
Noted. I'm going to put that in the bank and bring that up to our...
I've got to just stop giving ideas away.
Yep.
That's
That
all right.
probably would be smart of you.
We'll make sure you have like a really fancy chair to sit in when you come to see it.
Oh, see, that's all I want in this world.
Because I'm
Fancy
taking
chairs.
notes.
Yeah. The one thing, let's call bullshit on that movie a little bit, because they always, there's the beginning of it, they're all sharing, a really beautiful lunch, and they're eating ramen, and this is how far 1 pack goes, and they're splitting 1 pack of ramen 3 ways. I eat 2 on my own, so I don't know what universe they're living in where 1 pack of ramen goes 3 ways, but...
Well, I
Very
would
frightening
imagine...
universe of moviehood. Not to mention...
I was just going to say the universe where it's 3 girls trying to make it in the record business in Los Angeles. Well, that's
spend
probably
another
why
10
they're-
cents. Get your own ramen.
Right?
It's not like you can buy. I mean, I feel like these days you buy the 10 pack of ramen.
Mm-hmm.
You never get just 1 pack of ramen.
Yeah.
You can at the 7-Eleven. If you go to the convenience stores, because that 1 pack of ramen is late night drunk food.
But it's also at the same
so-
cost that you could buy the 10 packs of ramen at the other store.
Well,
Right.
sure, if you're at the grocery store. But I live in Hollywood, at the intersection of Hollywood and Gower, which is right near a bunch of bars, and right there at that intersection, there's a 7-Eleven, and they have all the single packs of ramen. And I remember sometimes as I would be walking home from the bar, I would see people lining up to grab a pack of ramen because you only want one, and you're drunk, and you've got maybe $1 in your pocket.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had creamy chicken ramen?
Yes.
No.
It's the best.
It's amazing. If you add a bunch of hot sauce to it, it becomes an absolute treat.
Oh, yeah, I bet. It's one of those things, it genuinely feels like a meal. God, we have to stop talking about this. I mean, ramen.
Wait a minute. No,
ramen.
I'm sorry. We can't stop because I'm confused. Creamy chicken ramen.
Yeah, it's in the little square
Yep.
packs. It's not the bowls with the peas and stuff. They're
It's not
not
a cup of noodle, it's ramen.
Yeah, it's
Right.
ramen, and it's creamy chicken flavored, and it's so good.
That sounds terrifying to
No,
me.
No, it's good. It's really good because it's not real
You
cream.
just-
It's fake cream.
Yeah, it's just
So,
less
just the
soupy
cream
and
whiz.
more like
The
Imagine the chicken ramen, but it's got the dehydrated fake milk crab in it.
Yeah, every ramen eater's dream.
Yep.
Oh, this sounds disgusting.
Oh, believe me,
No.
I've eaten
Did
way
you
worse.
know? Do you know that there's there's top ramen, which is like the name brand ramen, and then there's cheap ramen, like just ramen.
Oh, there's
Like
tons
there's
and
actually
tons of
levels
varieties.
ramen.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then of course, if you probably go to like the Asian markets, you probably can get like
Well, that's legitimate ramen.
ramen. It's still in
Ranch
the same
99,
package.
bitch.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy it in the same package. You just can't read what it says, and you just look at the pictures and you go, I think that might be beef. And if it's pink, it must be shrimp.
Yeah.
Is Oriental
I've never
really
had-
a flavor?
Apparently so. You put it on
Is
a
it a
package.
cannibal version? Are you eating human?
Oh man.
Well, Oriental
No, I
would
think that'd
be
be
of
Asian.
the East, so
Yeah.
the flavor of East. So if we all faced East and stick out our tongue, we should be able to taste Oriental, right?
I guess
Catching
so.
snowflakes on your tongue.
Very yellow snowflakes. Thanks to my dear friend Professor Elliot, I actually get to eat way worse than that salty treat. We've recently enjoyed which is actually coming out this week. We have natto. Have any of you eaten natto?
No.
No.
It's a fermented bean.
No.
And it's actually a fermented soybean, and it smells and tastes like blue cheese if it hated you.
I already
Why
don't like blue
are you
cheese, so
eating
nothing
this
about what
stuff?
you just said is appetizing to me.
It's not appetizing. Because,
eat it?
as a lot of my listeners know, but this is new to you, I am a co-host with Professor Elliot on a show called Fantastic Feasts and Where to Find Them. And, he makes me eat obscure foods from all around the world. He tries to force culture down my throat, very literally. And, the new episode is going to be natto, and I make a slight twist on it to kind of mess with him, and I finally get my revenge.
Epic.
Revenge is exciting.
That's great.
Let's see, we've got, if you want to keep the gross wagon going, we can keep it up. We had chocolate chip cookies once, made with pig's blood instead of egg.
Oh. Okay, so that's iron content.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
protein.
then there's the worst one of them all, which is I don't think anything's ever going to top it unless we get a specific dish from the Scandinavian culture. But we ate something called century eggs, and a century egg is essentially how do I say? It's a egg that is buried and fermented for a long time. It is not cooked.
I've actually tried one of those because one of my friends when I was in high school, Survivor was the thing at the time, and so
I remember that.
for her birthday, she had a Survivor birthday party, and she actually got like the ancient eggs that are buried for 100 years and then pulled up. And like I remember I swallowed it, and my body had such a negative reaction. I didn't throw it up. I more like just gagged it up.
Oh,
It just
God.
like was not staying down. There was no keeping that down because
It's-
my body was like,
Straight
No.
ammonia.
yep, it's
Oh,
disgusting. It smells awful. It tastes awful, and it's like black, right?
And it's black and it looks like duck shit.
Yeah, it's that's. Were you able to actually swallow it and keep it down? Because I literally could not keep it down.
I chucked once in the trash can, and we got that on camera.
Good.
And then he went and did the horrible thing of putting it into a rice dish. And let's just say the flavor spreads to everything else.
Yeah.
No, sure.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys? Because I can't remember if the yolk is still because it cooks in the 100 years of fermentation.
Yeah, you get
so
two
the yolk
versions.
is
The one that's a
solid,
little...
right?
No, you get two versions. The solid one, which was what we used in the dish, and the version that, because he wanted me to be grossed out, we ate the one with the soft yolk, as is.
I
Now,
think we did the soft yolk too,
it was
but
horrible.
I feel like I tried to swallow it whole. Like I just was like gonna.
That
It
being
was not-
said, disclaimer for anyone who wants to go and eat this. Traditionally, when it's eaten in very small, thin slices. So if you get a mouthful of it, you're not intended to eat that. I wasn't informed of this until after I put a half of one of these goddamn things in my mouth.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to eat the whole thing, so it was like we had the whole egg in front of us. I am definitely realizing that I'm scarred from this experience. I probably need to go back to my therapist and discuss eating like
This makes me not want to
nasty
eat normal eggs.
Yeah, it does. I think probably for a month, every time people are like, "You want eggs?" I'd be like, "No, I'm good." Great.
Yeah.
Doing just fine.
I kind of don't understand the head that's like, oh, this is a good idea.
Oh,
Like,
Well-
maybe take an egg and bury it in the
For
ground.
100 years, which
For
means
100
somebody else
years.
has to
Are those
unbury
expensive?
it.
That sounds like it might be expensive. Cause
Well, and it's probably not 100
No.
years.
no, not anymore. Now they've changed the method. Now it's like, it takes like, I don't know, like a couple of weeks or a month now. But still, it's not cooked. It just sits out. I had a dish sitting in my sink for about 5 days, and it turned into a life form and asked me to kill it. So what do you think the egg is going to do?
Oh, God.
Right?
Swallow me.
Yeah.
Eat me.
Ugh.
And so I also don't understand why people want to eat things that smell bad,
Mm-hmm.
look
Oh, right.
bad.
Mhm.
Like, why is it that, like, that becomes a delicacy? That's like,
Oh, get this. The natto beans. The Japanese decide not only is it nasty and smelly, they add extra stuff to it to make it stringy and gummy and gooey and slimy. They want that. This was by choice.
So what makes you decide that, like, doing this to yourself is such a great idea? Like, why are you so committed
It's
to this?
entertaining.
Well, actually, I wanted to just get a food show going for the heck of it, and he's the guy to do it, because he's so cultured and so wise, and he researches things, and I signed up for this, and I didn't realize what I was getting into until it's far, far, far too late. And as everything I do, I tend to jump off a cliff and go too far with it, such as recently, and this is kind of the biggest announcement we've done so far with this. The name of the show is Fantastic Feast and Where to Find Them, very similar to a title of a movie coming out in November. So we have reached out and we have partnered up with Lumos for our very first live event, Fantastic Feast and Where to Find Them Live, October
Ooh.
22nd. All proceeds for the tickets will go to Lumos and to help all of their attempts to help the young people find homes and be protected and all sorts of wonderful things.
Oh, where is that?
J.K. Rowling's has a passion and she put it all into her charity, and hey, the woman dropped from a billionaire to a millionaire because of this, so might as well put some effort into it.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm in too deep. I gotta keep eating crap I don't want to eat. That's basically why I keep doing it. For the
That
kids.
sounds like a weird song lyric.
So I gotta keep doing it for the kids.
I keep
I'm in too
eating
deep.
nasty shit for the kids.
You're a very brave soul.
No,
You
I'm a
really
horrible human being, believe me. So
She
yeah,
didn't say
that's
you were
the
a good
official
person. She just
Oh.
said you were brave.
Just so you're
Brave
clear.
and good, not the same thing.
Very true. This is very, very true. So off of my projects, let's get back on you guys for a little bit. So filming starts in November, as we've established about 20 times already. Anything else you could throw our way? Any other special stars or anyone else producing it that we should know about? Any names worth going gaga over?
Hey, what are you saying? That Taylor Z. Baker is not a gaga over name? I'm just
Exactly what
kidding,
I'm saying.
but whatever. Christian.
No, nothing like that. We are talking to one friend of mine who has a big following on Twitter and all of that. But nothing's confirmed, so I don't want to say anything yet. But other than that, it's one of the neat things about this has been the crew that we have are all people who I have worked with before. And just kind of really enjoy working with. My buddy Matt Giblin is going to be our DP, our director of photography. He's a very talented guy with camera and lights, and so it's gonna look a lot of fun. And so we've got a good team, and our leading ladies, or I call them the killer ladies, because
Okay.
hashtag killer ladies. Hashtag dating is murder. And so I'm looking forward to doing another photo shoot. I had an idea recently for the kind of the poster or the kind of cover image, having the girls, doing that photo shoot hopefully within the next, few weeks. But, things are just kind of coming along. It's sometimes that's the thing about making a movie is it's a lot of waiting, and then all of a sudden it's a lot of hurry up, and then it's a lot of waiting, and then it's a lot of
Hurry up and wait.
yeah. So
Sounds
Well,
like my life.
my IMDb star meter is just going to shoot up after to be like, hey.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
CAA
Aw.
is totally going to be knocking on my door.
Your misplaced optimism inspires me.
Aww.
Thank you. You know,
Yeah. So what
I'm
about
just
you, ladies?
optimistic enough to...
What are you really looking forward to with this project, ladies? What are you looking forward to working with Gabe? Are you looking forward just to kill people on camera?
I really enjoy working with my friends. And so I think being on set with Taylor and Gabe is going to be, like, a blast, of course. But then there's also that aspect of, like, realizing the things that are on the script. So kind of putting blood on and, like, working with tools that might be power tools. And, like, getting blood spurts onto cameras. You know, just things like that where you're kind of going, this is stuff that you're either A, not supposed to do, i.e. blood spurts on camera lenses, or just, like, having fun doing stuff that I usually don't do anymore.
Yeah, and
Since I graduated.
I mean, I'm looking forward to just playing a character that in a lot of ways is somewhat similar to me, but, you know, I like the shrouded in something epic underneath. You know, I like the layers that is Ginny and the reveal of what they're really doing, and I just think it's going to be a fun project. And, you know, Taylor Baker version of me is a little horrified to handle even fake blood and cut off fake limbs. So,
Oh, I'm so excited. I am like, give me more sugar and syrup and chocolate sauce and red crap and let's stain everything I own.
yeah, no, I love that. But, like, I have to, like, disconnect from, like, my real rational self being like, this is all fake, it's fine. But it's going to be really fun to literally get my...
There's a scene towards the end where the girls are dissecting this guy, and Taylor is cutting off one of his legs, and she doesn't get all the way through the bone, so we're going to have her just break the remainder of the leg off, which is where you're going to get that blood spurt. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. We've got Al Alvarenga making our special effects, and he built us a hand for our first run at fundraising. We did a run it through Indiegogo that was less than successful, but the hand that we got out of it was really fantastic, and so
It has fingernails.
it does. The hand has a bone and it has fingernails, and it's a lot of fun. You go to the Facebook page. Serial Dater has a Facebook page. You can see pictures of Kari and Taylor with the hand. I don't know why I almost said Kari and Kelly.
I think we should do a photo shoot where we're eating different cereals, and there's, like, limbs sticking out of them. It's like,
Oh, even better. You need to have, like, a John Wayne Gacy be on the cover of it.
Oh, like different
Killer
serial
O's.
killers.
Yeah. Different serial killers
I
get
do
different
that.
cereal.
I do that, though. I
that'd be
think what I
great.
might do is I might look up one of our producers, Mason Kale, who's a great guy, has been a very big help. He helped us develop the fundraising levels for our Indiegogo, and all the levels were named after women serial killers.
Nice.
So all of our serial killer stuff is around women serial killers. So
you know, this is just such a powerful time for women. We're really just, you know, highlighting the power that women can have in Hollywood.
Yeah, come on. It's 2016. Women can flip their shit and murder families, too.
Yeah,
Equal opportunity killing here.
exactly.
Right.
Don't be
Don't
judging
discriminate.
just because we're girls. We can still be serial killers.
yeah, like Lizzie Borden.
Thank you. Exactly.
It's a great
All
role
right.
model.
That being said, let's give a little shout out here. In a fun little spin of things that I would like to call out for the Serial Killer the Trivia Game. Have you ever wanted to kill someone? Now you can be a winner. From Seattle, the motherland, the Serial Killers Cultural Heroes Incorporated brings you a fun family-style board game. The goal is to claim 5 victims before the other serial killers in town beat you to the guts and glory. Break into houses, pick a scenario, kill everyone, make it yours. Visit serialkillertriviathegame.com. Yes, that's a real fucking thing, by the way.
That is a real thing.
Wow.
It's a real
I kind of
thing.
want to play it now. I feel like this would be really good for us.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like we should contact if they could sponsor the movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Serialkillertriviagame.co. It's interesting. They have
Wow,
a very
that's
creepy.
interesting.
Funny that we picked John Wayne Gacy as the serial box cover because he's apparently on the cover of the game itself.
Ooh.
Murder since whenever they were established. That's crazy.
Did you happen to grab any of the serial killer trivia questions?
Unfortunately, no, but I do have a list of female serial killers here if we want to talk about them. I have 9 notorious female serial killers. That way you can kind of get in the mood, and now you know who to look up to since you're going to be working completely in living in the moment and potentially killing your actual co-stars. Number 9, we have Nanny Doss, also known as the Giggling Nanny. Now, Nanny's a little creepy because Nanny Doss
Was
is
this the
listed
baby
victim.
sheep?
No, I think that this is the woman who killed the parents. Let's find out here. Nanny Doss's list of victims included those who were closest to her. 4 of her 5 husbands, her mother, her sister, her grandchild, and her mother-in-law. So she's pretty up there. Apparently her best she's a poison lover. Arsenic.
That's a pretty common thing
silent
apparently.
killer.
Apparently among women serial killers, poisoning is the preferred method of killing.
Women don't apparently like, even in suicide actually, they don't like to shoot themselves. They generally kill themselves in less messy ways because they don't want to leave anything.
Someone to clean up.
Yeah,
That's why thoughtful.
Yeah, exactly. See, we care.
Meanwhile, we men, we just have the bodies piling up under our house so the neighborhood has to smell it. It's like the opposite of a really good barbecue, where you make them jealous, now they just don't want you around. And now we have at number 8, we have Elizabeth Báthory. She's a Hungarian noble. Looks like she was one of the most ruthless killers in European history. Between 1585 and 1610, she's believed to have tortured and killed nearly 650 young ladies. Apparently she had a thing against young female teenage peasants.
I wonder why. I feel like there's always a good reason. Not a good reason. There's a reason why people kill. And
there's a portrait of her, and I think it's because she was wearing a really shitty hat, and people probably just kept making fun of her for it.
Aww.
Was this the time where it was like okay because she was a noble? She was
Actually, it says right here that she used her family's influence to get away from being executed. She just kept getting put off and was like, we'll get her later.
That's amazing. 650.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was that like one a day? Did she have some sort of quota to fill or a schedule maybe?
Well, from 1585 to 1610, so that's only, 20 years? 25 years.
Everyone keeps asking, what was life like before the internet? That's what you had to do. You had to just kill the peasant girls.
Yeah. Entertainment.
Yep. Let me entertain.
Apparently she was so nuts that she wasn't even, they didn't even imprison her. They just bricked up the doors to her mansion.
Damn.
Yeah, they erected a brick wall around her doors. Nice.
In the 1500s, you don't go to prison. You just get to live in your own mansion and not...
The original house arrest.
Yeah.
Yep. Literally.
The castle arrest.
Did they force her, staff to stay there, do you think? So then she was, stuck there in her mansion with her staff? Did she kill her staff?
There's
I don't think that they were in trouble. I think what was going on is she probably, maybe picked a couple she didn't like and said, here, dress like a peasant so I can kill you.
Well, and I think if you just brick up all the doors, how do you get food in and out of there? How do you
Well, you have a window, the little pulley system out the window.
So wait, you said she was number 8 or 7? 8.
She was number 8.
So is this based on what are we counting down to? I feel like I'm really hoping that people don't have. No, I mean it's not based on the number of kills. I presume. I don't know how someone could kill more. Is it badness? Level of badness?
It looks like it's on popularity, psychological popularity.
Good.
You think they're gonna have
He's
a?
famous.
You think they're gonna have a Dancing with the Stars, which is all serial killers?
That
The
would
next
be a
reality
great
show. I mean, honestly, I feel like all of the procedural and crime shows that are on right now are basically just giving people ideas
Right.
when I watch
Yeah.
them. So I'm just waiting for some sort of like, how would you kill your victim, dating show or like some sort of reality show about murder.
Oh, that's a great show. You go ahead and just bring on couples that have been together, and you put them through the loop of how would you kill your spouse.
That
I like it.
sounds
I like it.
good, wholesome family fun right there.
That's
The American Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to number 7 really quick. We got Amelia Dyer. Let's see. She's also known
Amelia
as
Dyer, I think.
the Reading Baby Farmer. That's a name.
Oh, that sounds sweet.
Baby farmer?
That's what I'm wanting to know about.
Oh, I was thinking like reading baby, not reading baby. But like, baby, like she's like a babe. Like
No,
she's
no,
a
I
reading
think
baby.
she's like
She's,
planting
super
infant
smart.
children.
Oh, gross. Is that what she's doing?
It looks like she was only hanged and tried for one murder, but apparently she was caught for killing several. Let's see here. She was a nurse, and she took the path of a baby farmer. It doesn't give us any elaborate explanation of what a baby
I
farmer
want to
is.
know what a baby farmer is.
To
Yeah.
the Google!
Like, are you dropping little babies? Like, are you putting babies in the dirt and hoping they grow? Or, like,
Oh.
My Googling says... Google says here that the baby farmer is someone who welcomes infants into her home. Like, it looks like it's foster care.
Oh boy.
oh.
So you get paid to take care of...
And in
Of
her
a
case,
baby.
kill.
And we're just waiting on the sequel to Annie where it's about
Aw.
Miss
Yeah.
Hannigan starts
a
slopping off heads.
murderous orphanage owner. That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
Also
think-
starring Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Annie, you'd never see that particular sequel to Annie because Miss Hannigan understood the profits of child labor. So why would she want to, cut out her own profit margin?
Because they eventually get too old and complacent, so she has to go ahead and it's like clearing your inventory. You have a fire sale.
Yeah.
Oh, fire sale, that's bad.
Got a bow. Let's see, moving on to number 6. Jane Topin, also known as Jolly Jane. In 1931, Jane Topin confessed to 31 murders, and she was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Let's see, why was she insane? She was a nurse who manipulated hospital reports and made it appear people were already dead.
Oh.
Oh, apparently she gave him extremely high levels of drugs. She just super overkilled them.
Yeah,
Damn.
when Mason was putting together this list, because Jane Topin is on it as well as Amelia Dyer, he noticed that a number of the serial killing women were nurses. They found themselves in that position, easily able to kill people and not be noticed.
So,
Well, Christ, have you
I wonder-
have you actually worked on your feet that many hours of an entire week? I'd kill people too.
Well, then is it really that it's that they were going into nursing, or was that just the only option? Because I know that for a while women
Sure.
were only allowed to nurse and teach. So
Yeah, there was a limitation, and this seems to be falling in those eras.
Sure.
now that we have more rights, we are more willing.
You're looking forward to seeing more
We're
women
more
serial killers
versatile.
in more different
Yeah.
professions.
Yeah, like
That's
the
really what
film
this is
industry.
about. Yeah.
I
I mean,
thought it might be out of opportunity.
When are we going to get our first serial killer female CEO combination? Come on, it's about time.
It should be right around the corner. Don't you worry.
That's really what this whole equality movement is missing.
And the question is, will Christian Bale play her in the movie?
Yes, yes, and yes. Actually, if we play our cards right, we could skip that and have our first serial killer female president.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's certainly
that-
possible.
That could lead to a very interesting true life novel.
Likely, if you ask the folks on Fox News.
Oh, you hear that they're talking about how she had this wobbly fest on Sunday, and now people are claiming that, she has a body double. They have an exact clone. And it's going so far. They get some people to say, just to make sure, to save face, they have someone who looks just like her. was staying away from the cameras and hopped in a car really fast. And then the other people take it all the other way. She was wearing sunglasses to hide the fact that she had lizard eyes, and it was a shape changer. I was like, okay. I'm waiting for the lizard theory to be mainstream on Fox News.
Wow.
That's when my life is complete.
Until you got to the lizards, you were essentially describing the plot of Dave, which starred Kevin Kline and Sigourney Weaver. So, it's not like that's a terribly original idea. Do you guys see Dave?
No.
I have, and now I'm suddenly wanting to see Klein play Clinton in the documentary.
I don't know that...
It would have to be Amy Poehler.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Kline is masculine enough to play Hillary Clinton.
True.
Oh, man.
All right, moving back down to number 5.
Moment.
Number 5 is Miyuki Ishikawa, also known as the Demon Midwife.
Yikes.
At the end of World War II and the 1940s of Japan. Who writes this? A midwife carried out a truly disturbing infanticide. Oh, that's a word. Infanticide. That's heartbreaking.
Infanticide?
So we've got a lot of people killing babies.
Apparently enough to give it a word.
I gotta imagine you don't get a lot of work if you've got, like, demon doula on your business card. You know?
True.
It'd be a very specific niche of clientele, I would think.
You know, the Satanists.
Yeah.
Sure.
They might go for a demon doula.
I love alliteration.
I do too.
apparently
And just
the,
for the alliteration, I might hire a demon doula.
Let's do it. All of us, we each get one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so the Demon Midwife apparently killed 103 children before she got caught. Apparently
Nice.
that she was, she saw it as if the children of poor people had no chance in the world, so she was trying to do them a favor by offering them.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
typically how they think they're
Which-
doing something for the greater good. Like Robin Hood effect of murder.
Interesting because they were still able to afford a midwife.
That's fair.
Right.
Yep.
Although, this was around what time?
This
Around
was
1900s?
just after World War II.
Okay.
1940s. That was
So-
like the 1400s.
The
1400s Japan. A woman killing 103 children back then would just have been famous instead.
Yeah. That just would have been life. That wouldn't have been. Yeah.
who's next after the
This
demon
is actually-
doula of Fleet Street?
This is actually someone I know about. Dorothy Puente. She's also known as the Death House Landlady. Dorothy earned her grisly nickname because of her heartless crimes she carried out in the Sacramento, California boarding house. Her motive was money, nothing else, just money. Over the course of 6 years, Puente poisoned numerous elderly and mentally disabled boarders in order to collect their Social Security checks, and she hid their bodies in the basement, and when she ran out of room, she buried them underneath the concrete of the basement.
So the lesson here is always pay your rent on time.
And apparently when you have a creepy landlady, you should pay extra just so she doesn't get greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 3 is Aileen Wuornos.
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 Did you guys not watch American Horror Story? Come
Not
on.
a chance.
No, that's a thing. So she's also known as the Florida Highway Killer. You see, between 1989 and 1990, Aileen would apparently kill off 7 men. Not too high in the number count, but she made it on the list anyways.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's nothing.
Oh, I know who this is. This is what's her name played her, from the Snow White movie.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. They were in Monster.
Charlotte's Throne. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that brings up an interesting question, though. What does it take to get to serial? Like, serial
Like,
killer.
how many?
So far we're at a lowest count of 7.
It's usually if it's like more than one and you do it the same way. And they're like not related to each other. So if you just like murdered like a whole family of people, I think that would just be like a mass murder. But if you murder like one person and you wait 3 days and you murder someone else, I don't know if there's an exact science to serial killing, but
I do remember seeing
everyone
the
is-
movie Monster. I did not quite realize that she was going to be the killer. I thought that young Christina Ricci, is that who it was? I thought she was going to snap and become the killer instead.
Mm.
I thought she was going to go
Sure.
at Wednesday Addams on everyone all of a sudden. See, number 2 we have Juana Barraza, the old lady killer.
Was she old, or did she kill old ladies?
Right.
It's looking like she's old. Oh, no, she killed 11 elderly women. And apparently she claims to have killed more, but they have no evidence of anyone but the 11. She was a professional wrestler. She had a troubled childhood, alcoholic mother who let a man do bad things to her in exchange for beer. So Barraza got really tough, and she apparently just likes strangling and eating the crap out of old ladies.
Okay.
Wow.
She is currently serving a 759-year sentence.
Due up for parole in March.
Yes.
I've never understood that.
759 years of sentencing?
Yeah.
Why not just make it an even 760?
Why don't we just say life? What happens
Right.
when we're just like...
Well, and you can even stack. Some people will serve 3 life sentences.
Yeah, I don't understand how that
Get
works,
3
but maybe if they survive one execution, they get to stick around.
Well, that used to be a thing. It used to be if you survived your execution, like if you were set to be hung and the rope snapped, you were considered exonerated by God. Like if you were set to be hung, and when they went to hang you, the rope snapped and you survived, then they didn't hang you again.
Did that happen?
Yeah, it happened all the time.
Wow. So basically, you need to do is like swallow some rocks and go on a high-carb diet before you get hung, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, or bribe the hangman to use shitty rope.
To use shitty rope.
Like, hey, can you leave this outside in the rain for, 6 months? Thanks, Maddie.
Appreciate it. All right, last one. We got Leonardo
DiCaprio.
God, another one. Leonardo DiCaprio was the #1 female serial killer of all time. After being mauled and raped by a big brown bear, he loses his shit and beats people down to death with his golden statue that he was told he would never receive. And when he received it, he had nothing else to live for, so now he just kills and hides bodies.
Oh.
On the run, an amazing actor, no one can catch him. Every time they think they do, he just pretends to be someone else with acting.
With acting.
Method acting, if I remember correctly.
Apparently this woman is called Leonarda Butchered Name.
That's an apt name for a serial killer.
Tian Shuli. She's also known as the Tian Swelly. I told you I'd Leonarda Butchered Name. I'm going to stick with Butchered Name.
I like butchered name.
It's appropriate for this subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as the soap maker of Corrego. Butchered Name too. Let's see, apparently she was just a typical Italian housewife. She baked tea cakes, made homemade soap. Apparently her recipes included an ingredient that were kind of taboo, human flesh and fat. When she heard that her beloved son was to be drafted into the army, she believed that the only way to protect him in battle was human sacrifice, so she continuously killed and made soap and candles out of people's bodies. Wow, that's fantastic. So between 1939 and 1940, she murdered 3 women, and she would offer her victims a glass of drugged wine before killing them with an axe to the head.
Whoa!
Yeah, then she'd cut up the corpses, make tea cakes, soap, candles, and all sorts of other things to go sell down at the market.
Wow, well...
Anything else was served to family and friends. The soap, however, was she apparently used majority of the soap for bathing her husband. Not herself, her husband. Creepy?
Got
Creepy.
that war to fight, so he's got to stay safe with the living, or with the dead person soap.
Yikes.
Yeah, geez.
Yikes.
Whew.
Oh, wow.
Well,
This is our goofy little comedy.
I don't think Jenny and Dana are going to be making any household products out of their victims.
No, the lotions might be.
I feel like I saw a light bulb over Kari's head.
I mean,
It's like-
the practicality of the issue is a good point. I mean, at least he's being, using all the parts of the body. That's really important.
Well, like most killers, they're very detached. This is not passion killing. It's purely for science and education. They think they're doing nothing wrong.
I am being told apparently that Professor Elliot has something to say. I'm gonna add him to the episode here, because he's a dick and always wants to hoard in on my shit.
All right.
Professor, we are summoning you from the internet. Yeah, just go with it.
Going.
Do. No, thanks for wasting my airtime by not answering.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Professor.
Professor.
Seems I've been added to a phone call, or Skype call here.
Yeah,
Technology is happening.
Excellent.
Magic of the interwebs.
you're really
Isn't
using
that
that big
beautiful?
giant noggin of yours, aren't you, Professor?
I really am.
So I told these fine people about the horrors you put me through on our show.
Fun. I'm sure you mentioned at least the century eggs. That tends to come up when you're talking to people about that.
Well, you
Oh, we had a
broke my heart and raped my stomach with it. Why wouldn't I?
Oh, so you've been talking about food at all?
Yeah, we talked about food. We talked about how these young ladies are practicing to be the finest serial killers women can be.
Oh, fun. I have something that's actually somewhat relevant to that.
I figured
yeah?
you did.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a cue in for this week with Smart Shit with Professor Elliot.
All right. Well, I actually have a story of a French soldier by the name of Terrare.
Oh, God.
He joined the French Revolutionary Army, and the military rations he was given, he would often complain that it wasn't enough, that he was always hungry. So he'd start eating any available food he could find, and it started with food that he found in gutters or garbage heaps, things like that. But he just kept getting more and more hungry. This is a true story, by the way. Eventually, he was really getting exhausted. He was hospitalized, and when he was hospitalized, these stories came out that he was eating all sorts of things like garbage and food from the gutters. And so they started.
So he became
to
a
do some
college
tests on
student.
him. Almost. You know the college 15.
freshman
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. So one of the freshman 15, one of the first things that they tested his eating capacity with was a meal intended for 15 people, and he ate it in a single sitting.
Wow.
Whoa.
He also ate live cats, snakes,
Live?
lizards. Live.
Why live? Why not just
Because this is back in the 18th century, and people are weird.
okay, sure.
He ate live puppies too.
Bath salts.
Yeah.
Because of bath salts.
Puppies, but not dogs, right?
Puppies, but
Well,
not
dogs are
dogs.
too big.
Okay.
Because,
Can't
with a
swallow
puppy,
that without.
you can probably eat most of it before it actually dies. But with a dog, they're so big, you can't say you ate a live dog.
Although he
Oh.
did swallow an eel whole without chewing.
Wow.
I can think of a lot of young men who are very happy about listening to this podcast right now.
So they-
So,
They didn't
Yeah,
know why. And as far as they could tell at the time, he didn't have any sort of mental illness. The only thing that was weird about him was his eating habits. That was the only thing that was strange. At one point,
Nobody
one of the
asked him?
generals... What was that?
Nobody asked him. Nobody said, "Hey, what's up?"
He just kept saying he was hungry. That it wasn't enough. He just wanted to keep eating.
okay.
Yeah.
So then one day this general,
Yeah, a general decided to put his talents to use. And he thought,
eating talents.
Eating talents, yeah. The idea is this soldier would swallow secret documents, go through enemy lines, and then once he's on the other side, he'd retrieve the documents. It did not last long because he couldn't speak German, and on his first mission, he was captured by Prussian forces and then severely beaten and went through a mock execution. So that didn't last long.
Mock execution.
That's the idea is you make the person who's being executed think that they're going to be executed just to terrify them. And then at the last minute reveal that, oh no, you're just going back home.
Nice.
That sounds like a college
Head games.
hazing.
Yeah, that does sound like a college hazing, doesn't it?
Nice little paddle on the ass. Got nothing on that.
This
They
terrifying. So
knew-
he decided... What was that?
I was just going to say, it would stand to reason if they knew he'd swallow documents, you'd want to scare the shit out of him.
Ba-da-bing.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, after this, he was terrified, and he decided that he wanted to go through any procedure that might cure his appetite. He was treated with, tobacco pills, wine vinegar, soft-boiled eggs, and laudanum. None of these worked, obviously. The doctors couldn't figure out how to control him. They tried putting him on a controlled diet, like saying, okay, we will bring you the food, but he kept sneaking out of the hospital to scavenge for food in the gutters. He attempted to drink the blood of other patients when he was stuck in the hospital. Eventually, he started eating corpses in the hospital morgue.
Ooh.
It was by the time that he was being suspected of eating a toddler that he was ejected from the hospital.
So they had a limit.
They had a limit, and it was you shouldn't eat hospital kids.
But hospital adults are okay.
Hospital adults, adults' blood.
The dead one.
Yeah, the dead ones.
Yeah.
And
The
and
dead,
ones
yeah.
that have, you don't need all that blood. Yeah.
Okay.
He only appeared about 4 years later after leaving the hospital, and he had died of, he had suffered severe tuberculosis and died following a, quote, lengthy bout of diarrhea.
You think?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Oh, what a way to go.
Yeah, so this is Terrare. Kind of an interesting guy.
I'm going to add that to a list of things I don't want to die by. Unending diarrhea.
Explosive diarrhea.
It
This is
just
apparent-
won't stop!
Yeah.
Apparently, I was visiting, just this summer I was visiting Britain, and I went to Dover Castle, and I happened to be there when they were talking about this, the fact that ancient castles in ancient Britain had, actually really good plumbing of sorts, where they just basically, all the toilets had chutes that went outside the castle. Everything was internal, but it just went outside the castle. But because they knew that, apparently at one point, one of the kings got killed because the enemy forces knew that you could climb up the poop tunnel and
Shoot.
get into the castle. But apparently they happened to pick a time when King whatever was sitting on the toilet, so he died by a hot poker up the ass. Now that's the way to go.
Oh.
Dang.
Because I've
Google
heard of
that to see if
snakes
that's a
coming
sex
up through
term.
your toilet and stuff like that, but
During floods, that'll happen.
Yeah. Ooh. All the yummy things that come up in the sewers.
Whoa. This has been a utterly food-inducing hunger. We were really into ramen earlier, and we were gonna have some delicious.
Right.
Now I was for dinner, I'm totally gonna go get ramen, and now I don't
Get a
know.
top.
Now you're going to get a hot poker in the ass.
Poker, I don't even know her.
You're going to be a wonderful dad one day.
Oh, yes.
So anyways,
Wow.
thank you for I can't talk. So professional. Thank you, Professor, for being on. Please go away now. We're tired of you.
Yeah, that's all right. I got to get back to work anyway.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the knowledge. Thanks for
Nice
the
to meet
story.
you all.
Nice to meet you.
Wonderful.
My only issue with stories from, the past that include medicine is often the fact that you just don't get, nobody knows why. There's, no,
Right.
oh, well, then they did an x-ray, and they discovered he had tapeworms. But not just one, he had, 25! There's no, you just have to live with the fact that he died of diarrhea. And you're like, but why was he so bloody hungry?
Because he discovered weed. He had eternal munchies.
Mmm.
You know,
I can see that.
I've known a fair number of people in my day who smoke a little bit of weed. None of them have ever bitten me. So,
Well, then you're hanging around with the right people, sir.
so far.
I know that my
tried.
girlfriend at one point we went to a buffet down in Orange County called Fire and Ice, and we have a crew of I think 12 people sitting around the table, and we're all done. We're all defeated. And this tiny 115, 120 pound lady, she just keeps going. I think she made it to 6 to 8 plates, and we're wanting to go and leave, but she just keeps eating. I couldn't figure it out. We all thought she had tapeworms, or she had a hollow leg, or she was secretly actually just, I don't know, had a black hole in her stomach. But she put us all under the table. And from that day forward, I still think that she's part demon. And it just all fuels the hell engine as she eats more food.
This is your girlfriend that you think is a demon?
Yeah, it's sweet, isn't it?
Oh, that's true love there. You guys seem like a good candidate for the murder game show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think she knows exactly how she'd kill me. In public, so everyone knows. She'd take credit.
Wow. Bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your lady here.
She's got some pretty big balls, I'll tell you.
We
actually just got back from our first vacation down in Palm Springs, and we were geniuses. We decided we're going to go on a hike to this good little 4-mile long hike session. But we chose to pick the hottest day of the month, and we went hiking in the middle of the day, noon.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, we were geniuses. Middle of the desert, too. So, yeah, it was like 109, 112.
Carry water?
Oh, I wish we didn't take the water. It would have just made it that much more of an adventure. But no, it was a lot of fun, just a lot of sweat. And we had this seafood pasta that was left over from dinner beforehand. We left it in there, in the car, and I shit you not, we had a hot meal waiting for us by the time we got back.
I bet you did.
Nothing like hot seafood that's been in a desert for 4 hours in a car.
Yeah.
It's amazing. No,
you should talk about. You shouldn't tell the story about how sweaty you were. You should be like, it was great because we were just glistening.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of how much I had a glistening girlfriend.
Oh yes, we don't sweat, we sparkle.
That's right. You've been glistening in the sun.
All those Nike t-shirts.
So you just have to
It's all
spin
about
it.
perception.
Yeah.
you're hired. Every time I'm going to talk about or see my girlfriend, I'm going to refer to you first.
Absolutely. Happy to. $50 an hour in a 4-hour mini.
I will give you a snow cone.
Snow cone.
Ooh.
That's the real bartering.
Ooh,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Will you deliver it to my door?
No, I'll give it to someone and give them your approximate whereabouts and hope they find you.
Before the
melts.
snow cone melts.
Before it melts.
It's like a game of beat the clock.
Yeah. Sounds like a great game.
The only way to get your tip is deliver it as a snow cone, not as a cup of juice. Sugary, liquid crap.
Yep. Sounds like a great game.
Right? So, back onto your project. It sounds like you guys are underway. You got finances going, I'm hoping. Are you looking for anyone to invest? Are you looking for an extra production group? Are you looking to maybe, kill off some rich old person?
That might work real well.
That would be amazing.
It would be the best marketing.
But yeah, no, we are definitely looking for help with that. We have a production team that unfortunately had to move, and so we've had a producer kind of come on and doing a little bit of help, but I'm seeing if maybe we can find a bit more and trying to raise money. You know, like I said at the beginning, we got some stuff that we got to pay for, and I like to keep my actors fed along with my crew. And so
you got to cover that with cheese. You're good.
That's right. We got to cover with the craft singles of cheese.
Yep.
No less for Taylor. Taylor won't hit. But yeah. So folks are welcome to check us out. We're on Facebook. We've got a Serial Dater Facebook page up. We're on Twitter, though I'm not great at Twitter. I think I figured out recently how to connect the Facebook.
The tweeting?
Yeah. So now when I post on the Facebook page, it goes out on the Twitter, which is very
exciting. For all you who are listening who are not live, we will be putting those links in the comments on social media and during pretty much everywhere else.
Yes.
Thank you much.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Lily? Do you have any other projects outside of that you're looking forward to? Anything you're planning, hoping to get started? Anyone you're looking to drag a corpse to?
Haha. Ooh.
As we previously talked about, this is Taylor. I'm in Cherry Poppins, and we're continuing a run of Clueless, which is a very whodunit type of burlesque comedy show. We have John Husical in the wings. We're going to be doing an 80s show. And that'll be really fun. I also wrote and created and star in one of those business jazzes web series called Female Friendly.
Which is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Which is the opposite of murder. It's about porn. It's about two women. Apparently, that's the scale. That's the scale how you judge everything. You're like, is it porn or is it murder?
Right.
Or is it somewhere in between? It's probably, mostly in between those two things. Yeah. But it's about two girls who start a female-friendly porn production company. And a lot of good stuff's happening with that. We have 2 episodes shot, and we have about 8 or 9 more to shoot written. And that's underway, and living the dream, performing shows weekly Fridays.
That's rad, man. That's
so rad.
Wow.
How about you?
Well, I finished tomorrow loading in a show, because I also work on the technical theater side, and so I just finished loading in the American Horror Story Maze at Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights, which is horrifying, as all things horribly scary, blah, blah, blah. It's really a pretty maze, actually. And I am... I just started a class at UCB, so I'm going to learn how to be funny soon. Because I'm very serious and straightforward, and I'm not very good at making a joke. So, yeah. Upright Citizens Brigade. Huzzah! Huzzah! Yeah, so those are kind of like that's my life in a nutshell. I've got some other projects that I'm, but they're very, like, way in the beginnings, and they are, like, very conceptual pieces as of yet.
She has her own infant baby farm.
Oh, see, I knew it. I knew it. I called that from the start to myself, privately.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sweet, too, when you see the little baby head sticking up out of the dirt, like...
It's like in Harry Potter. What are those plants called?
Mandrakes or something?
Mandrakes, yeah
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know they're ripe and ready to be full, and they start crying. No. That's when you harvest.
Someone's going to have to explain the birds and the bees to me again, because now I'm confused.
Ask Kara.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I think we'll pass on that conversation for a while.
That's right. You don't want her to know you don't know.
I don't know. I don't know shit. I'm clueless. Anthony in chat says, I would let these 2 ladies kill me anytime. Sign me up. Well, thank you, Anthony. That's very creepy.
Oh, that's so charming.
I'm sure, Anthony, that the circular saw, and you'll be chopped to pieces very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you hear that? Your dreams come true.
That's what we're here for.
Making
Throw you out
people
with the
happy.
trash.
There we go. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and start bringing this one to a wrap. Thank you so much for coming on. Everyone, make sure to stay tuned, follow them on social media, and follow their exploits as they begin getting ready for Serial Dater.
Thank you so much, Kristaan.
Thank you.
Thank you
Super
for having
fun.
us
Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining. And thank you, everyone, listening in for sticking with us. We know it's been a while with all the changes and the season being all dead, but we're back. My name is Christian Barrick. Thank you, as always, listening to Chimichanga Superstar Podcast. May the awesomeness be with you.